为什么我会踢腿？
A lot of people wonder about my kicking style, particularly the leg holding and the hopping. Well, there is a reason behind this. In competition, if you kick the opponent's head, you are awarded the greatest number of points. But often when I fought, no points were awarded me when I knew I had scored. So I thought, if I can hold my leg up in the air and keep kicking the opponent or chasing with my kicks, I would surely eventually score a point.
但是他们还是判我输。那几次下来，我就很生气，我就。 往后跑。
Later on, no one wanted to fight against me.
这是很久以前的故事。
In his California school, students practice with a dedication not found elsewhere. There's no lack of enthusiasm here. All Tan has to do is put on one of his films, and his disciples get instantly fired up.
Yeah. Go. 转。再。我在拍电影以前，跟拍电影以后，今天。
I like to think of myself as a Taekwondo instructor first, an actor second.
我一生对武术非常有兴趣。
I'm a very active person, as you have seen, and I still think even at my age I could compete with the fighters of today.
我想，我20来岁的人，我还可以跟他们比。
One of Tan's former students, John Liu, not only showed kicking precision, but amazing flexibility as well. His legs seemed to be held together by rubber bands. The creator of his own style, Zen Kwon Do, John Liu proved a skilled fighter, both on and off the screen, even defeating karate champion Chuck Norris in open competition.
John Leo was my student at the time I was teaching Taekwondo in Taiwan to college students. John Leo was having problems at home, so his mother came to me and asked if I would accept him as my student. John used to clean and cook for me, and in return, I would teach him. His problem was he was very stiff and couldn't stretch. He said that he would endure the pain if it would enable him to kick better. So I forced him into the splits. He was in pain for nearly 2 years, but after he recovered, he could kick well, as everyone can now see.
他受苦差不多2年，但是后来他踢得不错，每个人都可以看到他。
Yeah!
man you're watching is a human dynamo. Contained in his body is the force of a small hurricane, which he can unleash with deadly accuracy. He is Casanova Wong, a Korean who found recognition when he went to Hong Kong to pursue a film career. A former Taekwondo fighting champion of the Korean Army, Casanova disciplined himself by practicing his techniques in icy rivers during Korea's harsh winters. If his moves look powerful, it's because they are. There is no faking what he is doing. These men have good reason to be afraid. They are facing the most awesome kicker known to man, Wong Jang Lee, the king of leg combat. With hands and feet, Wong unleashes a barrage of punishment that few men can withstand. His legs are not just used for kicking. He can lock, grab, and trip his opponent just as easy. His leg combinations are like those of boxers. Using his lead leg as a jab, he sets up the opponent for a devastating rear leg attack. Or he might just finish you with a flurry of bone-crushing aerial kicks. The most famous kicker in the world is Jean-Claude Van Damme, a martial artist from Belgium, who followed his dream of movie stardom to the end, thus becoming the highest paid man to appear in a martial arts action film.
My first meeting with Jean-Claude Van Damme was in fact with his father, who introduced him to me. Jean-Claude was 11. Jean-Claude was very shy and skinny. He wouldn't say a word. His father wanted to make a man out of him. I took a special interest in him, and I took him under my wing. I thought we could make a strong man out of this skinny kid. Also, very quickly, I detected that Jean-Claude was very determined. He showed a very resilient and strong character. A lot of people wonder about Jean-Claude's real ability as a fighter. As full contact was forbidden in Belgium, we had to travel abroad. We also used to lie about our age to be able to enter competitions, as Jean-Claude was too young and me too old. We were Belgian and European champions. We beat world champions. It is obvious that one doesn't achieve a career like Jean-Claude without being a real star, the genuine article. Jean-Claude could have been a world champion, and that was the goal, but we got sidetracked. But before we got sidetracked, I forced Jean-Claude to fight the then number 2 in the world, and he beat him.
The first time I met Jean-Claude Van Damme was in 1981. He was the son of the owner of a small flower shop close to my place, close to the place I was living in Brussels. And the owner told me, you should practice exercise and make some sport. Why don't you see my son? He just owned a gym. And he's a good karate champion, you should see him. So I went to the California gym. I have to tell you that by that time he was not at all a movie star or nothing. He was just a good karate champion, owning his own, running his own gym. And he was convinced that he would become a big star.
Okay.
He was a karate champion, but there is better karate champion than he is in the world. He was not speaking English. He had not attend courses in acting schools. So he had absolutely no reason to believe that he could even have a very small play in any movie. So when he was telling to everybody, I have no time to give you advice and I have to take care of my career, you know, I'm becoming a big movie star. That was very funny.
T'as beaucoup de chance!